Good afternoon, children. I'm Robert Lindsey. I'm the store director at Warehouse on the south end of town. I hope you're having a good day today. We're going to go ahead and read another story out of the Pooh series. So if you would, join with me. We're about to begin. Today's story is going to be Patient Pooh. One morning, Winnie the Pooh woke up thinking about cake, presents, and balloons. It's not every day that a bear wakes up thinking about those things, but this day was Pooh's birthday, and his friends were throwing him a party. A birthday party for me? Pooh thought excitingly. I can't wait. He leapt out of the bed and looked at his clock. Is it time for my birthday party yet? He asked. The clock's little hand pointed at the 8 and the big hand pointed at the 12. Breakfast time, thought Pooh. That's always a good time. He went to the kitchen and pulled out 3 pots of honey. By the time I finish these, it'll be almost time for my party, he said. But when he had licked the last drop of honey from the bottom of the 3rd pot, it still wasn't time for his party. Next, Pooh did some exercises in his bedroom. Once he had finished a round of them, he did the exercises again. When he was done, it still wasn't time for his party. I'd better go to Rabbit's house to see how the party is coming along, Pooh said to himself as he hurried to his friend's house. When Pooh arrived at Rabbit's, he knocked loudly on his friend's door. How's the party coming? Pooh asked. Everything is fine, Rabbit said as he opened the door. The party will be ready at dinner time. Can I see my cake? Pooh asked. He tried to look around Rabbit. Not yet, Rabbit said, blocking Pooh's view. You have to wait until dinner time. Pooh sighed. I wasn't anywhere near dinner time yet, and the morning had been longer than any other morning he could remember. He sat down on his favorite rock near the stream. He watched the bubbly water racing past. The water must be rushing to a birthday party, Pooh said. Maybe having a little company would help pass the time, thought Pooh. He knocked at Piglet's door, and he could hear the sound of paper rustling inside. Are you wrapping a present, Piglet? Pooh asked. Don't come in yet, Piglet cried. He finished tying a purple ribbon around Pooh's present and hid it in the closet. You can come in now, he called to Pooh. Can I see my present, Piglet? What do you think we'll do at the party, Piglet? Do you think Rabbit will put pink roses on my cake? How much longer do you think it'll be, Piglet? Pooh asked breathlessly. He settled in Piglet's comfy chair. It is nice to have company to talk to about all these things, Pooh said. It helps pass the time in a friendly way, doesn't it? Piglet was trying to decide which question to answer first when Tigger and Roo knocked at the door. Lunchtime, Tigger cried as he and Roo bounced in. Piglet looked at his clock. The big hand and the little hand were both pointing to 12. Lunchtime, said Pooh thoughtfully. It's a lot closer to dinner time than breakfast time is, isn't it? It's right now, Tigger said impatiently. Lunchtime is one of my favorite times of day, said Pooh. He helped Piglet, Tigger, and Roo set the table. As Pooh licked his last pot of honey clean, he sighed happily. This is almost like a party right now. Oh no, said Tigger. A party has streamers and noisemakers and fancy hats and ice cream and... Pooh thought about streamers and noisemakers and fancy hats and ice cream and cake and presents and balloons. Is it almost time for the party, he asked. Oh dear, I hope not, Piglet said. I promised to help Rabbit decorate. Me too, said Tigger. Me too, added Roo. Piglet, Tigger, and Roo hurried off to Rabbit's house. While Pooh waited, he decided to wash Piglet's lunch dishes. By the time I finish these, it will be time for my party, he thought. But when he had dried the last drop of water from the last dish, it was still not time for his party. Waiting is hard, sighed Pooh. Maybe I should ask Christopher Robin if he knows something about it. When Pooh arrived at Christopher Robin's house, he asked his friend his question. Why does it take so long for it to be time for a party? It just seems long, Pooh, Christopher Robin said. When you have to wait, the best thing to do is something you really like. What do bears like to do? Asked Pooh, hoping Christopher Robin could remind him. Well, I'm reading this great story about a pirate bear who's looking for buried treasure, Christopher Robin said. Would you like to read it to you? Yes, please, Pooh said happily. The two friends snuggled together under a shady tree, and Christopher Robin began to read. Pooh forgot all about cake, presents, and balloons. He closed his eyes and saw tall ships, rolling waves, and buried treasure. They were almost to the end when Christopher Robin checked his watch. The little hand pointed at the 5, and the big hand pointed at 12. Dinner time, he said to Pooh. You mean it's time for my party already? Pooh cried. Christopher Robin took Pooh's present from its hiding place and headed toward Rabbit's house. Come on, Pooh, he called. Cake and presents and balloon. It's time, it's time, it's time, sang Pooh as they walked along together. Pooh was the first one to reach the door. Rabbit swung it open and shouted, Happy birthday! Inside, Pooh saw his beautiful birthday cake with pink roses, honey pots all wrapped in festive paper, lots of colorful balloons and streamers. Happy birthday, Pooh! His friends all shouted. Everyone was there. Eeyore, Rabbit, Kanga, Roo, Owl, Tigger, and Piglet. Oh, cried Pooh, party time is my favorite time ever. Then Pooh hugged his good friends, Piglet and Christopher Robin. And thanks to you too, he whispered, waiting was a lot of fun too. Hope you kids have a great evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.